Hello everyone, xHedra here bringing you episode 1 of Galactic Science. So let's get right into it. This is one of the first mod pack that I played. Actually, it was the third mod pack I ever played, and it is an amazing mod pack. And the reason I'm revisiting this mod pack today is that Galactic Science will be out in 2 or 3 months from now, official release version, and I want to play that. So I walked into the base to light it up, or else I would have gotten a spawn. That has happened to me while trying to start the series, where I was talking outside the base and an enemy spawned in. So let's get into this mod pack. Galactic Science. Earth is the past, destroyed by humanity and their need for power. You managed to flee from this disaster that was called the human race and start life on the moon, using your father's old moon base. You set up home, hoping to keep the human race alive. With the best of luck, don't mind the tree in your house. This mod pack was created by Caitlin, with contributors being Sir Will, Slind, and Chetwin Kid. So, let's look at the quest line. A whole new moon. A set of quests just to get you used to the feel of the mod pack. Welcome home. Welcome to the moon, which will now be known as your home for the rest of your life. It was probably a bad idea to destroy the Earth. Wait, what? Like, is this hinting that we're the person that actually destroyed the Earth? Or just the human race shouldn't have destroyed the Earth? Anyway, let's grab that. But before we grab it, I want you to notice something. Look how fast I'm moving. Now I'm going to claim the quest. And did you see? Now it debuffs and I can't go as fast anymore. Because I'm holding a star, a brown dwarf. This is super massive tech and its power generation, and it's kind of amazing. So let's continue. First quest completed. Second quest, just breathe. Oxygen, something that's taken for granted on Earth. But while you're on the moon, you're going to need lots of it. Fill your 2 extra oxygen tanks up just in case. So you come into the base here, there's a bed, there's some kind of microscope, there's a setup there for I don't know what, and there's a room downstairs. So let's go downstairs, and there we have a tree. And that's what they were saying about don't mind the tree in your base. Because this is a Galactic Craft setup. This is an oxygen collector that actually collects oxygen from the leaves of this tree, and this is an oxygen compressor which compress it into tanks. So let's start recharging my first tank, but this is going to take a while and there's not a lot of energy in it, so we have to power these things up. So let's look at the next quest. Power up. When you were a child, your dad used to tell you about how he and his dad built a station on the moon. Something he used to mention was that he used stars to power the base. Get the star container. For this task, you're required to get the star container. For this, you need to find your star harvester, then shift right click with an empty end. To insert it back after, right click while holding the container. Then the same with the star after. So let's grab this. Let's check, yes, the quest completed. Let's put it back in. And let's put the star in, and we are now generating power. And this supermassive tech, the star actually has a gravitational pull on you and on objects. If you throw something, it will just go to it. So this is going to be annoying having that there, and we're not going to move it soon. But if I look at this now, this is actually refueling better. So we'll be able to grab the second canister later. But let's go continue for now. We need to start quite quickly. So here we have a choice of reward between a bone crook and dirt. And dirt making is annoying, whereas bone crook doesn't give that much of a benefit. You might want a bone crook to make it easier to get a silkworm, but I prefer going the long method than using the dirt because making dirt is too annoying. So let's grab the dirt. Next quest, the surface. Well, by the look of it, it's not cheese, but there could be some use for this. In the future, maybe. I should just grab some just in case. So moon turf. This wants us to grab about 20 moon turf, but it's kind of long and annoying to grab it by hand, so I'm going to wait till I have some tools to do this. And the next one is, I'm yelling timber. 1 tree for oxygen, another for a farm. Better hope you get sapling. As fast as the tree has 1 leaf block left, you can simply harvest the lowest block, and tree capacitor will harvest the whole tree. So tree capacitor is awesome, but to begin with, I need a crook. So the first time around, I'll just break the block like this. So I'll get about 3 blocks because I don't want any, any of the leaf to despawn. And now we're in a kind of a standard start. I'm going to make our first crafting table that I'll put just inside here so that it's easily accessible at all time. I'll make one crook, like so, and I'll make one axe, because that's what the quest requests of us. So we got the 2 oak wood, we got the axe, and we can choose the reward bag. So I'll just go random and pick the middle one for now. And I'm going to be using the stone axe because the wood axe takes forever. Although, just to finish this one tree, I'm going to use that. So let's get out of here and check the next quest. The next quest is jars at the ready. If you're wanting to expand a farm at all, you're going to need some more dirt. And how do we do this? We compost. For this, you're going to need some sort of barrel. So it wants us to make a crafting a oak barrel. The other quest that opened up is I like to sieve it. According to your father's book, shoving various bits of moon through a net gets you basic resource. You should make some sort of net to test this theory. When you crooked a lot and got a silkworm, infect some leaves with it, wait, then crook the 100% leaves for string. So let's make some space in my hotbar. And let's grab this. Let's get rid of this, the crook, let's get that. Let's just break down this tree and hope for a sapling. I started this pack a couple of times and it has never happened to me that I didn't get a sapling. Because if you don't get a sapling, let's just say your game is dead right there and then. You just have to restart. So good thing it's in the beginning. And I already have my 1 sapling, so I don't really have to worry about this. So just finish breaking all of this down. And what we're really hoping for now is a silkworm. We're probably not going to get a silkworm on the first tree. That would be really like crazy amount of lucky. And we took the dirt, which is a good thing because we actually need dirt in the beginning. We need a lot of it because this tree didn't come with dirt. This tree came on a rock block. So it's not super useful. So now let me check if I have enough to make a... Yes, I have enough to make a shovel. So we can start getting this moon turf and we can start by making our first tree. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll put it 7 away. So 1 right here. I'll put this down. And to begin with, let's just go through a couple of trees because we really need to get a good start. So the beauty of this mod pack is actually that it's a tier-based mod pack where you actually need to travel to get some new materials to be able to move to the new part of the mod pack, which was my first experience with that kind of thing, and it's amazing. It also contains Minecam, which is a crazy mod that breaks everything down into elements and lets you build things out of element. Now you see that I left the cap here, and the reason I left the cap here is that now I can just click and harvest this block. It takes a lot longer. Oh, I moved. It takes a lot longer because if I remember correctly, it takes 80% of the time of the number of blocks as if you did them separately. So you're not saving a lot of time, you're just making it easier. Because once this is broken, I end up getting the whole tree. So remember these massive trees that were a problem that everyone's annoyed at making because you have to wait like forever or you have to climb up to try to break down? Well, we don't have that problem with tree capacitor. The only time we'll have that problem is if we misbreak a block and we end up not connecting everything. Oh my god. It's going to use all of my bone meal. So I was not super lucky to begin with. Usually it takes 4 or 5 and now it's taking everything. So let me talk to you a little bit about my series and my ways of doing YouTube, because you might be new to my channel. Maybe you're coming back from my my other series. But if you're new to if you're new to my channel, what you might not know is how I do things. So I like recording everything. I don't like skipping anything. I like having the play from beginning to end so that you guys see everything that's required or needed to be able to complete a mod pack. The other thing that's different about me is I complete all of the quests of a mod pack. So I will not abandon this series halfway through. I take frequent backup. I make sure that I never lose anything, that I can always restart if something happens, my computer gets corrupted or something. And my commitment to you is that this series will be finished. So if you get stuck at any part, and I'm very I participate a lot in the comment. I read and respond every comment. So if you have questions, I can help you. I can respond to you. I can give you tips and tricks. And I will always try to show the best way of doing something or starting something or achieving something that I can find. And if you have recommendation, I implement them and I try them myself. I've already played this mod pack true in the past, so I already have a good idea how to do everything. And I know pretty much all of the mod in this mod pack. Doesn't mean I know everything, but I have a lot of information that could be useful. Also, you'll see in the description of this video, I put a description breaking down day by day of everything that I do so that you can have an idea and always try and skip to the part where you want to see something, how to set up things. One of the problem though of playing this way is that sometime you end up having to have a long piece of time just doing boring tasks. Like right now I'm just harvesting tree because I want my silkworm so I can start infesting a tree. These I usually, oh, and I got the silkworm now. So these I usually do in a time lapse. So what I mean by that is I would tell you, okay guys, I'm going to go and harvest this many block and that many tree, and I'm going to time lapse that part. So you would see me play at ×4. The speed goes to ×4, and there's music in the background instead of me talking, because there's a limited amount of stuff that I'm able to say and still sound coherent or not, or have actually anything to say. So I'm going to put 2 trees right next to each other so that they touch, because I want enough string, and I'm going to infest in the middle right here. So now that this is started, I'm going to be getting my 20 moon turf to complete that quest. And we're going to have to wait for the trees to get fully infested. So while we're waiting for the tree to get completely infested, we'll look at the next series of quests, and we'll look at the other quest lines, because they're very interesting and they all have different functions. Some are progression based and some are to help you set up automation and stuff like that. And this is, although I'd played Crash Landing before, Crash Landing was extremely hard for me because I didn't really know any of these mod, and I didn't know what to do or where to go. This one I found had one of the best startup to explain how to start mod in Minecraft, especially with the sieving from, what's the sieving from? Let me just do a search. The sieving from xHedra. So this is something that I strongly recommend. Like one of my friends was wanting to start playing modded Minecraft, I told him start with this mod pack. Once you're done with this mod pack, go to Crash Landing. Once you're done with Crash Landing, then you want to go to another classic like Forever Stranded or Hypovolemia, or maybe one of the Sky Factory. Like the Sky Factory, for me, I've played all of them and it's more of a challenge, but now they're getting a bit repetitive. I prefer having the story like this one, the story that you're stranded on the moon and you have to rediscover the system and everything. I find is amazing. So let's get into the next quest. So the surface is completed. We can claim the reward, and now we have another reward bag. So let's get this reward bag: a spawn zombie and 10 cans of food. So not really good rewards at all, unfortunately. And let's just look at the quest line again. So the next quest, we're really stuck on the jars at the ready or the I like to sieve it, and I have enough wood to do the jars at the ready, so let's do that one right now. So I'm going to break down a couple of woods. I'm going to need some slabs like so, and this together we're going to get 1 oak barrel. So this should complete the quest. If you're wanting to expand a farm at all, oh, so sorry, I already read that one. So we have a choice between 25 oak sapling or 5 dirt. And each oak sapling, you need 8 oak sapling to make a dirt. So 8, 16, 24, 3 dirt, and I'm not running out of sapling. I'm going to take the dirt because it makes everything easier. I'm going to set that down in the corner right here, but I'm not going to put anything into it right now. If I come here, the next quest is, I've got a jar of dirt. Now you have your barrel. You should be able to compost most organic thing to make dirt. Try using leaves or sapling in the barrel. Put 8 sapling into a barrel full will create 1 dirt. We already have the 10 dirt to submit, and we can choose a silkworm, we already have one, or 10 string. I'll pick the 10 string to try and accelerate the gameplay. And right here, I'm just going to put 8 in so that you can see if you've never seen this before. So you just right click, and you get your 8 sapling in it that will produce 1 dirt over time. So while we're waiting, we're going to continue harvesting a little bit more of it. Oh, sorry, no, that's not what I wanted to do. I want to look at the quest line with you, because now we're really stuck at I like to sieve it. Going up in the world. Well, you can't stay on the moon forever, right? You have loads of planets you can go destroy. Okay, so we're probably actually a planet destroyer, but let's move on. So this is the Galactic quest line, and that's the one that's going to get you through all of the machine that you need to build your first rocket. Usually your first rocket would be a tier 1 that gets you to the moon where you need material. But in this game mod pack, we're already in the moon. So we're going to build a tier 2 to go to Mars and such, and then a tier 3 to go even further, because we're going to need to visit all of the planet. Because like I said, it's a tier base. We need to get to Mars to unlock some things. And after Mars, we need to get to Pluto to unlock other things, which that's what really made the mod pack amazing to me. Why do all the work? Brief starter on how to start automating your base. So this is the part that helps you start automation. Automatic timber. Harvesting trees start to get boring after a while. Why not have a machine that does that for you? Provide with a wooden axe and it shall chop them trees and collect the wood. Also need fuels. So let's look at what the chopper is. So not chopper, shop. So the chopper is built of 6 log, a wooden axe, a chest, and a furnace, which means cobblestone. We don't have a solution for cobblestone right now, so let's continue looking at the rest of the automation. Where you want, when you want. Where you want, when you want. Transfer node. Simple way to move items around, but can be quite slow. So this is to build a transfer node, and it's going to give us a stack upgrade. This is actually a way of moving item, extracting item, and moving them around. Put a book on the mouse. Yeah, we all did it when playing those mod pack, but this is a much easier solution. So basically, we've all done the thing where we put the sieve here, and we right click on the sieve like this, just waiting for it to go through all of the thing that we're sieving. But this is an automatic sieve. So if we look at sieve, we have to build our first sieve as the next quest line, which requires us to have 2 silk mesh, 4 wood, and 2 sticks, which is going to require 9 string each, and we already have 9. But the automatic sieve is really cheap if you look into it. You need 4 and 2/9 more iron and 1 glowstone, and it becomes an automatic sieve that uses power. So we definitely need to go there as soon as possible. The next is storage solution. Getting organized, pretty basic. Helps you learn a few of the storage mod in this pack. So basically it introduces the Jabba barrels, the storage solution, internet, well, these very advanced different kind of things. So let's look into all of them. Moon barrels. Due to the amount of ions on the moon, we had to create new barrels. Actually, we did nothing. The low gravity of the moon seems to allow them to store more item. It wants us to craft a better barrel, and these things hold a lot of stuff. Storage solution. Chests, the most basic storage solution there is. But they're not that basic because they want us to do a sorting upgrade, and there's a sorting mechanism in this mod pack that connects chest to barrel that has sorting, and it's amazing. Internet. Well, it would be nice if it brought the internet back, but instead it's an advanced sorting machine, an item router that we have to craft, but this is way later in the game. Then we have black hole storage. On Earth, we have deep storage units. In space, we have black hole. So guess what? You can store your items in a black hole. It's perfectly safe, I promise. That's a really, really enormous storage. So next is the next tier of progression in resource production. And we're going to start it early, but this one has many tiers. It's called I Was Bad at Math, but ever wanted to own a drugstore? Now's your chance. This explains the Minecam experience. It's amazing, guys. We're going to get into this around episode 3, I think, and it's really great. So, sweet child of mine, let's start with some chemistry, fool. Hook your decomposer up to some power and put some sugarcane in it. Look at that, pure sugar, brilliant food source, which have some buff as well. So we're going to start breaking down, and it's telling us sugarcane will break down into sucrose, and when we drink sucrose, we're going to get some buff, which are really cool, and there's a lot of different buff that we can use. And this will explore all of Minecam. More power, pretty much all that's there. So, first quest is Lindsay Stirling Generator. Well, that would be one strange type of generator, but I think I can put some sort of Mindchem chemical in here for power. So, Stirling Generator is usually something that you use. Oh, while I'm talking, I'm going to go put the second canister downstairs because I never finished that quest and my oxygen's running a bit low. So, Stirling Generator is something that we've used in the past, or if you played other mod pack and you put coal or wood in to burn it into RF. But there's actually Mindchem elements that burn for cheaper or even burn for better solution that we can use. Then the next one is Trash Can 2.0. Want not, waste not. Got spare items? Low on RF? Feed it to this guy for 400 RF per item. So the Quantum Entropy Accelerator is basically a machine that's kind of a trash can where you can trash all the extra items that you have that you don't care for, and when you trash them you get RF. So this is kind of a free RF way. So these are two lines of how to get power and store it. And then we have the power of the sun. Kathleen, oh Kathleen, why did you make these solar so rare? Well, I guess Kathleen wants you to destroy the other planets as well, unless you make the most out of these solar you can get. And we have to craft a solar panel too. The first playthrough I did, I almost was unable to complete my quests, because let's look at solar panel. Solar panel 2 requires a solar panel 1 and some block of dash. So what does the solar panel 1 require? Can't click it. Nothing. Solar panel 1 cannot be crafted. So to complete that quest, you have to get a solar panel from another quest. I think it's one around here. I don't remember where exactly. We'll find it later. But when you get presented with the chance of getting a solar panel, take it or you'll never be able to complete that quest. Let's look here. Oxygen tank full. So we have our 2 oxygen tank full. Let's go back outside and look at this quest. And we've completed. It gives us either a wooden pickaxe, which is useless because it can't harvest moon rock, melon seed, and melon seed, if we look at these quests, we're going to get some very easily, well, very easily, and there's a reward bag. And to be fair, unless something here was amazing, I always prefer the reward bag. Just, I find them cooler and a way of adding a randomness of you'll never know what you get, which I really love. So let's see, and I got a Henderman head, so this shouldn't be bad. And now these strings are ready. So let's just start harvesting. And you see as I break them, I get some string. But you have to only break the fully infested leaves, which is what I'm going to do right now. And you get a lot more worm that way. Tree capacitor also work when the tree is infested. So we'll leave the cap as we always do so that we can harvest the tree faster. We're just going to break this one down as fast as we can, and we're going to make the sieve to move on to the next step. It's really a question of trying to progress as fast as possible. So while I'm breaking this down, let's talk about something else. The day and night cycle. When I told you guys that one of the main reason of my series is that I never skip any time, well, you'll see that I've made only one modification to this mod pack. I added something called Time HUD. If you look at the top right of my screen right now, it's January 2, year 1 at 10 a.m. But we're still day. Look, sun is still in the sky. It started back there and it's not even halfway there. That's because we're on the moon. The system's counting Earth days and Earth time, not moon days and moon time, which is why there's like a disconnect in between those days. But every time you look at one episode to another, you'll see that there's no cut. When I started, if I end episode 1 here now at 10:34, when I start episode 2, it would start at 10:34, 10:35. Like, I try and get it on the second that the time changes to make sure that I'm not like overlapping 2 seconds, but that's the way you have a guarantee that I didn't go into game mode 1 creative and gave myself anything I wanted. I really do get all of the materials that I want the right way, and I show you how to get the material that you want the right way. There's never, oh, I need 2 diamonds to complete this, so let's just cheat 1 in so I can finish this as soon as possible. I'm sure some people do it. I'm not saying everyone's doing it, but I always found it frustrating when I was trying to accomplish something and it would take me like 30-40 minutes to get 2 diamonds, whereas I'd see someone playing and then, oh, we'll just cut and I'll be right back, and cut and be right back and be like, okay, now that we have our 4 diamonds, and you'd be like, Okay, so what happened? Did you sieve for them? How long did it take? Like, you never get a sense of how long things take. So my thing is that I will always follow, I can't pause to show you on top right, but the time will always match. And also, as I told you in the description, I'll have my journal going down saying January 1st, I did X, Y, Z, and then January 2nd, I did A, B, C, and I just list everything. So if you ever come here and you're like, okay, I'd like to see how he set up his sieving system, well, you'll see that's in episode 3 at June 17, so you can skip to the right place that you want, which is another added benefit. So let's create two mesh, 1, 2. And now that we have the two mesh, let's make some stick and let's create our first sieve. So I'm going to use R on this because I know it's going to bring us to the sieve, and let's make the sieve. So that's another quest completed. I like to sieve it. So now that it's crafted, let me take the left reward this time, and we're going to put the sieve, I'm going to put it back here. I don't like putting it down here because, let me throw something on the ground. Do you see the effect from what's at the bottom is there? So whatever you put through will just go on the ground and be hard to grab. I also have another dirt, and that's the dirt that was created here. 12 silkworm, this will never be a problem anymore. Let me create quickly 2 chests because now I want to get rid of some of the stuff that I have on me. So I'll put the chest right here. Oh, and let's get rid of some of the food, this book, the extra strings that I don't need. Oh, I didn't open my reward book. So a spawn creeper, great. Let's get rid of the gravel for now. I'll explain the importance of the gravel later. Let's keep those on me and the sieving stuff on me. So now it opened up a couple of quests. First, it opened up backup power. Stars, a brilliant way of powering things, but will probably explode when depleted. Oops. Don't you think it's about time you started to make a safer power source? But even if you manage to get a non-exploding star, they won't last forever. So here's what they mean by that. Let's go down here and let's grab this. If you look at this star and old shift, it says outputs 25 million RF at 20 RF per tick. And you have a remaining 24.48 million. So 25 million RF, this thing is going to last for probably 80% of your playthrough, if not more. But that's not the important thing. The worrisome thing is that, let me just change, that's how you change your oxygen, by the way. I always like putting the half depleted there and putting the new one in there. You get one small hit of not having oxygen, but it doesn't really matter. Sorry. So this is going too slow. At 20 RF, it can't power all of the machine that we're going to need. There's better stars later, and we'll get to that later. So here, they want you to get charcoal and coal so that you can try other different way of powering stuff, and you can get a Stirling generator or a coal generator. I've built both in the past, and the coal generator is only for coal, and you never have enough coal in this mod pack, so it's probably the worst power mechanism ever. I've did it the first time thinking it would be better, and I stopped using it after maybe 30 minutes of gameplay. So the Stirling generator is the way to go, and it's going to help you getting a second one. Then, if I go around this way, we have Sipsco Sieve Expansion. There was a note in your father's book. It said moon dirt equals stone, whatever that means, but it looks like something you should try. So it wants us to sieve moon dirt, and that should give us cobblestone, acorn, melon seed, normal seed, potato, carrot, pumpkin seed, grass seed, cactus seed, sugarcane seed, and blaze rod. So that's how we're going to get our cobblestone to start. And as a reward, we're going to get some iron element, which we'll talk about later. But this is going to mean a lot of sifting because the sugarcane and the grass seed are pretty rare. Then get turfed. Turf, the moon dust. I wonder what this would give when shoved into some netting. So moon turf, we already grabbed 60 something of it, and that's what it wanted us to get from the beginning. And this is what's going to give us our bone meal, some bone, some flint, redstone, which is super important, glowstone, ancient spores, which is going to be somewhat important, and gunpowder. And this is going to give us some sucrose. And if you remember, one of the quests needs to have sucrose. And we don't have the machine yet, so the first time around, that's how I got my sucrose. I finished this, and that was how I completed the quest. Then, the next one is I need my rock. Your father's book said that there was hidden minerals in rock. You could probably achieve this by shoving rock through a net. So this wants us to sieve moon rock, which is going to give us coal, clay, broken aluminum, broken iron, broken copper, raw silicon, ice, which you can break to get water, lapis lazuli, fallen meteor, and diamond. So this is super useful in the beginning. But if you see, no gold, no lead, there's a lot of things that we don't get from that. No emerald. So we're going to need that in another way. Then we need breathe some more. There was a page in your father's book which had a note hanging out of it. You opened it to this page and there's a note on some better way to breathe. And it wants us to get 64 oak leaf. Very simple why. There's a lot of hole in here, and if you fill them out with leaves, the more leaves you get, the faster this collects oxygen, so the faster this fills. So that's going to be very, very useful, and as soon as we have 2 iron, it's probably something we're going to do. Then going around, the next one, it's getting hot in here. Your father was looking into how to eat a crucible in space. No matter how hard he tried, he could not find a way to manage it. Then he was compressing his ores and mineral and noticed that a block of coal is hot to touch. He never got round to testing it though. So basically this is telling us that instead of putting a torch under a crucible, we have to use a block of coal. So now we need 9 coal to complete this quest. We need 10 charcoal and 10 coal to complete that quest. We need to get one of each of these, one of each of these, and one of each of these. And the next quest is going to be crafting a crucible. And if you guys don't know how to craft a crucible, let me show you quickly. So a crucible is crafted through an on-fire crucible, through porcelain clay, through clay and bone meal. So we're going to need 7 clay and 7 bone meal. We already have some bone meal on us, and the clay we're going to get from the rock. So here's one of the problem that we have. I'm going to get some dirt right now, and we're going to start sieving dirt. The reason we want to sieve dirt is that we want cobblestone, and I'll show you how to get cobblestone. And the reason we need cobblestone is that cobblestone is how we need a cobblestone axe to be able to break down moon rock. And moon rock is what you need to get the iron, the clay, the diamonds, that stuff like that that you need for tech progression. Okay, so I'm gonna get, I say 32 dirt quickly, and we'll start sieving that because I want to get my 3 first cobblestone and build my first pickaxe to show you where I'm going to start digging. So another thing I wanted to explain, and this is the second series I'm doing on YouTube, and I'm going to try to be much better with the second series, is that I want to try to keep every episode at around 40 to 50 minutes and have the last part of the episode be a time lapse. So I would usually record 25-30 minutes, more 30, like right now I'm at 32. So I would record up to that time, and then I would say thank you for watching and move on to my time lapse. This first episode is going to be a bit longer because I need to get stuff. So let me put this down and start sieving that dirt so we can get cobblestone. And I'm just going to get enough to show you. So see, I got 1 stone from sieving that block. I got a 2nd stone. I think you have like an 80% chance of getting 1 stone per block. So I got my 4 stone. You take the 4 stone, you put them like this, and you get 1 cobblestone. So while this is going on, let me explain. So now I'm really close to going into my time lapse. And in my time lapse, that's the part where you can watch the time lapse. I put some good free music on, or you can just end the episode there and continue on the next one. So I'm going to start the next episode with saying in the last episode and show you what I did during the time lapse. And in the time lapse, I never really accomplish anything that's of super interest. Like I will break down a room, or I will start building a long wall, or I'll be sieving materials like this. The point of this is just to give you, to show you that I didn't just create some resource. I just get my material through this way, or I prepare setup to build something. So right now, I'm about to get into my time lapse. Before I do that, I'm just going to now I just want to show you all of the sieving so that you see how this goes. So I need 3 like this with my 2 stick, which gives me a stone pickaxe. And my stone pickaxe, I'm going to go down here, and that's where I like building my base. I build my base underground right here, and I get my rock from here. See, this is the moon rock that we were talking about. I don't have any torches yet, so I have to be careful not to break too many. I'm just going to put this down in case something would come out. And I'm going to go up and I'm just going to sieve a little bit of moon rock to show you what you get from moon rock. So let me take this out of the way and show you the moon rock. The moon rock, oh, already 1 clay. So this is a great start because really in the beginning we're after clay. That's the thing we want the most. We want the 7 clay to be able to build the crucible. So let me just continue with that. And now it changed to moon turf, which is good because that's the next thing I wanted to show you. The moon turf's a bit annoying though because you don't always get something. It's the one that has the rarest drop, but it's the most important because that's how you get the redstone. And already I have 1 redstone. So let me just finish these 2. 1 and oh, now it's bringing me to moon dirt. But I have 64 moon turf, another 64 moon turf. So one of the last thing that I wanted to talk about is the long night and day cycle. So you see, I'm halfway in the day. Once it's down there, we're going to have as long of a night as we had a day. And we're not equipped to fight mob in the beginning. So I'm trying to rush an automated timber solution, the chopper, so that we can automate tree chopping. And for that, I need a cobblestone generator, and I need a couple of redstone. So I'm going to end the episode here, and I'm going to go into a time lapse where in the time lapse I'm just going to gather the material I need to continue. I'll make sure to complete these 3 quests. I won't collect them, but I'll complete getting 1 of each of these, 1 of each of these, and 1 of each of these. And I won't complete any quest before I come back, but I will gather the following. I will gather at least 80 stone for the starting cobblestone to get her set up, at least 10 coal, at least 1 ice, 7 to 14 clay if possible, because I'd like 2 crucible, some sand, and 12 redstone. So we need the sand for the pipes. Let me just quickly look. Once we do we need transfer pipe, because transfer pipe is how we make a transfer node. That's why I said we needed 12 redstone. We need 9 redstone for this, 9, 10, 11. But to make the pipe, we need a 12th one. That's why we need 12 redstone. We need 3 cobblestone to cook into stone, and we need 2 glass. I don't have a way of getting sand yet, and I'm pretty sure that's why the startup includes some sand here. So I'm just going to break down 2 sand like this, and that's what I'm going to use to cook as my first 2 glass. So guys, that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be gathering as much resources as I can. I'm going to make sure to get all the material that I want. So it's probably going to be a shorter time lapse than usual because I don't want this day to end before I'm ready to automate. So I'll go into my time lapse now and we'll continue with the next episode and all the quests. So guys, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye now!